Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Kudzi, and I'm the Director of Creator Community at TikTok. And welcome to our VidCon Now Black TikTok Trailblazers who hashtag make Black History Session and Creator Hangout. These are some creators who have started viral trends and have fostered connection, are innovative in their creative expression, are really creating a new type of community on TikTok and beyond. And I'm really excited that you all get to tune in today, hang out with them, and really ask them some questions of how they have built their community on TikTok and how they trailblaze every day. A lot of these creators are educating people about Black history and the Black community, but also just being creators in their own way and really figuring out a new way to be expressive. I'm so happy that TikTok gets to be a platform where everyone can feel seen and heard and has their home, but also be their true, most authentic selves. So we're going to get started. We'll chat with a number of creators and I will let them all introduce themselves one by one. We will start with Taylor Cassidy. Please say hi and let everyone know what kind of videos you make on TikTok.
I'm Taylor Cassidy. I don't really rap, be a poet, I can handle that. I rise like Maya, dream like lace in every goal. Yeah, I'm chasing. Man, that took a lot of air. But one thing to know, every challenge, yeah, I can dare. At the root of my soul is creativity. You can see in Black Girl Magic Minute, Fast Black History. Still got way more to say. You know I love making impact like Kendrick, it's in my DNA.
Wow, I didn't know that was gonna. Wow, I love that.
So good.
My name is Taylor Cassidy, and I am a content creator on TikTok. And I have been creating Black history videos, teaching Black history, and centering my content about Black culture and uplifting Black voices and positivity.
Nice. You smashed it. That rap, did you write your own raps? What's happening?
I don't usually write raps, but I saw this trend going on where people would like write raps to this guy's little piano riff, and I was like, I want to do that. And so I decided to like do it in like a poetry kind of sense, and it worked out.
That's so good. That's so good. Next up is Alexis Nicole. Please say hi and let everyone know what to make on TikTok.
This is why I shouldn't have a TikTok. Plant look like time. We're talking about plants that look like each other.
If you do that, I'm going to do that. If you do that, I'm going to do that.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Ah! Let's make a fancy dessert out of seaweed. Want to learn how to turn this mushroom into a forager's barbecue sandwich? Acorn pancakes, a carby gift from the trees. Ooh.
That's so good.
Oh my gosh, wow, that was like a whirlwind journey through my last year on TikTok. Hello, everybody. My name is Alexis Nicole, and I primarily make foraging content, which is the art of identifying, finding, taking home, cooking wild food, getting people more in touch with the fact that there are little cute pockets of nature around them. I think this past year in quarantine, everyone's needed a little magic, a little spice to kind of being stuck in their own neighborhoods. And the fact that I can also be a very loud, queer Black woman showing that we can be in this space too is really important to me.
That's so awesome. Thank you. You have me trying to understand how I can be a forager. I'm not quite there yet, and I'm excited to dig in a little more in a little bit. Next up, we have Quinn Williams to talk about her journey as a real estate realtor on TikTok.
You must be new here. My name is Quinn and I cuss like a sailor. Welcome to Real Estate TikTok. I'm so happy to have you here. Ready to buy a home, but you don't know where to start, honey? I got you. My hobbies include selling houses like hotcakes and also trying to educate everyone who will listen to me about the home buying process and building generational wealth. Nice to meet you. Y'all, I'm on BuzzFeed. Shut the up. You know what? Can't nobody tell me nothing now.
Oh
That's
my God.
cool. You have me trying to figure out my own path to generational wealth. Please let everyone know what you do on TikTok.
Yeah, so I'm Quinn. I'm a real estate agent in real life. And on TikTok, I teach people about the home buying process, credit, financial literacy with the goal in mind of trying to bridge the gap in generational wealth between white households and Black households. Everybody needs to own a home. Everybody.
Listen, you have You're doing great work, important work, because I think a lot of times these are the things and the keys that people just don't know and they need this information. So thank you, and excited to dig into more of your TikTok journey and how you've been blazing a trail.
Yeah, thank you, Betsy. I'm excited.
Next up, we have Trendy Curvy, aka Christine, who makes incredible fashion content and also includes body positivity. So let's bring her in.
Please don't be ugly. Oh my god!
Hi. Oh my God, the denim on denim look is fine. I'm really into the denim look.
Thank
Please tell
you.
everyone who you are and the videos you make on TikTok.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine at Trendy Curvy on TikTok. I make content surrounding body positivity, plus size fashion, and just giving some love to the curvy girls that don't necessarily always get their shine, and just loving yourself at whatever size you are.
Nice. You're smashing it, killing it, trailblazing. It's really, really dope.
Thank
And we'll
you.
get into content creation. But one thing that stuck into my mind, and I'll ask everyone in a little bit, was just how long it takes to do those transition videos, because that's a lot of outfits for a 30-second video. But,
Yeah,
we'll
my
get
house
into
is
it.
an absolute mess, but yes, we will talk.
So starting with everyone, I think a great place to start is life as a TikTok creator, because I think there's different ways that people create in different platforms and in different ways. And I think TikTok is really specific, and you've all really built your communities, which are burgeoning on the platform. I'd love to know how you've built a community and a followership that isn't just followers, but really like a sense of community on TikTok, and how you and what you plan to do with your creativity. So we can start with Quen.
Yeah, so I built my following on TikTok by, I don't know, being crazy, cussing all the time. No, the first couple of videos that I made were all about like social justice. It was right after the tragic murder of George Floyd when I posted my first couple of videos to TikTok. And then from there, I started talking about my personal life, and I celebrated a huge win in real estate in my career. And I shared that. And from that point forward, all people wanted to hear was real estate. So that's what they got. So I've been trying to use my platform, to do the little part that I can as far as, trying to build generational wealth.
Nice. Tell us about that win. Is that video about being in the top list of realtors in your state or something? I think I remember it. And you were like the black woman who was at the top, and I was like, yes.
Yes, that is the one. It was about my 2-year mark in being in real estate. So I was still like a brand new baby real estate agent. And I'd had about 100 closings in the span of that time, when the average real estate agent only has like 12 closings a year. So I felt like I was killing it. I wanted everybody else to know and everybody else to celebrate with me. And they did, because that video happened to go viral. So
Yes, a trailblazer, a trailblazer. Well, I give it to you. Who else do you want to know, Quen, from here, how they built their community, so we can have it be a hangout conversation?
yeah, so I'd love to hear more about Christine. I follow all of y'all, of course, but I'd love to hear, Christine, how you built your audience. Like, how did you build your platform?
Yeah, so I was a little timid at first to start TikTok. All of the videos that I saw were like dancing and these lip singing, and I was like, I can dance, but I can't do these like choreographer like, type of dances. And so I never really thought that I had a place on TikTok. And so I started to consume more content and get more familiar with how things go on the platform. And I was like, there's definitely an audience for everybody on this platform. And so I just pretty much used it as an extension of my blog by showing plus size style, showing how I style different things. I think one of the things that really started to catch on when I was recreating celebrity styles, those are the videos that seem to do the most viral, because I'm a size 18, unapologetic, and I'm taking size, twos and fours and making them work for me. And I think that people can just relate to that everyday style and just wanting to look cute and feel good about yourself. And so I think that I am just relatable. I think a lot of people are my size. As we know, the majority of America is a 16 and above. So I think that a lot of women just gravitated to me finding everyday things at everyday stores and being able to make them work for my body.
Nice. Smash it. Who would you like to know who
Yeah.
else is building their community on the platform?
I would love Alexis's take on how she built her community, because that is just a field that I didn't even know existed before I came encounter with her content.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. So I also got my start on TikTok trying to keep up with all of the trends that I was seeing on the For You page. I'll admit I got a TikTok because I work in marketing by day, and my company was just like, we need a TikTok. We need to know what the youths are up to. We need, so I'm like, okay, I'll make one for my own name so I can mess up there and not on the account that, pays my bills. So I did a video about being like a 28-year-old trying to learn the Renegade, and that went like baby viral. I did a video like vibing to political TikTok, and that went baby viral. But I was keeping these facets of my life really segmented, like I had my entire life. I have a theater degree, but I also have an environmental science degree, and I was used to compartmentalizing those two parts of myself a ton. I had already had a little like foraging blog, but I also had a fashion and comedy blog, and I was like, there's no way these two things can interact with each other. But sure enough, March rolled around, and when everything started shutting down, on a whim, I took my camera out with me and was like, hey, you're afraid to go to the grocery store right now. Me too. Here's 5 plants in your neighborhood that you can forage right now, that I believe in you, you can identify, and I'm going to tell you how to use them. And I posted it without thinking of it, and it popped off immediately. And suddenly it was like a light bulb went off that if I was letting comedy, letting botany, letting like my love of food all kind of interact with each other, it showed people me as a whole person. And that's so important for cultivating a community, is letting people see all the different facets of yourself. And everyone else on the stage is also so good at doing that, at just unapologetically having all of the interests that they do. I mean, Taylor's over here usually dropping history, but she'll do a verse or two, which is fantastic. And I taught people how to not confuse wild carrots with poison hemlock, and the rest was history.
Yeah, I worry about the poison. I'm like, if I start foraging, I'm gonna get one thing, and I'll be out.
Same.
I got you.
I need to learn. Well, Taylor, last but definitely not least, how have you built your community on TikTok? You're such an incredible educator.
Well, thank you. First of all, I do admire every single one of you. I love how you incorporate, your personal passions into, your TikTok and creating community. I think that is like the most important thing in being on TikTok. But I started TikTok November of 2019, and, I started it just for fun. And it really became a place, especially once Black History Month rolled around the last year, where I found an outlet where I could be a nerd for Black history, because I am such a nerd for Black history. And as soon as I started posting Fast Black History, which is Black history in 60 seconds, as soon as I started posting those, people started like pouring in, talking about, I never even learned this in school, and I wish I learned more Black history in school. And a community started to be built of people wanting to know more, wanting to know the parts of history that aren't being taught in schools. And it just became so important to me to teach people what they've been missing and what I was so passionate about, what I saw beauty in. So that's how my community started to grow on TikTok.
Nice. Smashing it. And I think a great thing about TikTok that Christine mentioned is that it's not only just one type of content, right? Whether it's lip sync or dancing, you can do so many categories of content or videos. And that's really great that you see it. And I think what's also really special about TikTok is that you've all found your lane. But at the same time, to thrive on TikTok, you kind of have to kind of be in the world of TikTok because it's its own language and its own type of creativity in order to be inspired with like video ideas or video trends or even just like other creators. So I'd love to know, what is everyone watching on their For You page? Like what's like interesting and exciting to you that you get creative inspiration from? I'm always intrigued since every For You feed is so different. Anyone can go for it.
I think I'll start.
Go for it.
So I have been really into food TikTok. Like, there is this specific creator, I cannot remember his name right now, but he posts about oatmeal. And you'd think it wouldn't be, diverse, but he makes oatmeal seem so delectable and so nutritious. It just makes me want to get into the kitchen every single day and just make oatmeal. But other than that, I've been seeing so many comedy videos and a lot of like story time from people because I love hearing like other people's perspectives. That's been really filling up my FYP.
Yeah, I echo on the food. I have gotten so many different recipes from TikTok that I've incorporated into my everyday. For some reason, I just love seeing babies on TikTok when they try to do the little dance trends. So that's on my For You page. Of course, a lot of fashion content. And I think it's just interesting to see how different types of accounts take on the different trends within TikTok. And I think that's kind of how, like, the joy in seeing your For You page, that it's all completely different, completely eclectic, but somehow it's all TikTok style and TikTok trend, and it all comes together at some point.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Quinn, what are you seeing in your world?
Yeah, so of course I see a lot of real estate stuff, real estate TikTok and finance talk, like my faves because I'm a nerd with that stuff. But also history. That's something that's been showing up a lot on my For You page. Learning a lot of stuff about history, and also cottagecore is also a thing. So that's
Yes.
Can someone explain cottagecore? I mean, I know cottagecore is like the aesthetic, the cottage, the homey vibes, but why? I get it, but some people love it, and I just want to know like what the deep love is about. If someone can school me.
It's just so cozy. You don't want to have drying flowers behind you. You don't want to live in a little cottage far away from the world and pretend that technology doesn't exist. That's
I mean, I'm so plugged into the technology. I work at a technology company, but I get it.
That's true.
Alexis, what are you seeing? What's your For You feed like? Is it just
Oh my
Forage
God.
World or like other stuff?
My For You page has read me so thoroughly. Like, I get a little scared by it sometimes. I get all of the really enthusiastic science nerds. So I'm on like geology talk, I'm on biology talk, and I'm like, yes, please, like, give me back the same energy that I am putting out into the For You page, but different. And they also just like know that I was a Black kid in theater who was typically surrounded by white faces. Like, they just know those three things about me. And they're just like, do you want another girl who went through the same thing you did, but in a different city? Here's Lady Asamina 1, and she lived the same childhood you did.
I love that. I love that, you can see so many different worlds through so many different perspectives. And it's truly like the magic of TikTok. My For You feed changes a lot because I watch so many different things, like for work and then just for enjoying creators. I see a lot of you all on my TikTok, but it's probably things from like 20 different people because there's work Kudzi, then there's like seeing all the creators' accounts, and there's just like me and my non-work time. But it's cool. Getting a little bit deeper into who you are as people, I think like we spoke about just like TikTok in general, but this TikTok as a Black creator specifically that, is a really specific experience. I know that too as a creator, but I'd love to know from you, what is life like for you as a Black creator? Do you think there's a different way you have to show up, a different way you need to create, the good and or the bad, if there's anything from your world? And we can start with Whoever wants to go for it, I'll open it up. We're hanging out. We're not just people out.
Alexis
I'm
raising her
tentatively
hand.
raising my hand. Is this school? I don't know. I will say, especially being in a part of TikTok that is a little like academia-y, there is definitely a feeling that you have to assert your knowledge and also continually back up that you are entitled to that knowledge. I have a lot of people, even now with my page being, a bit bigger than it was 6 months ago, who still will come in and just be like, I'm going to tag in this male creator. I'm going to tag in this white creator just to have them double check, just to make sure that you know what you're talking about. And I used to just let them go, and I've really gotten into the habit lately of being like, hey, I really love and respect this creator that you just tagged in, but this is my wheelhouse and not theirs. Because I don't think people even realize what they're feeding into when they ask you those kind of questions, and that it is a type of microaggression, that it is a type of inherent and learned racism to not take what I say at face value, but to take something from someone you know equally as much about at face value.
How do you like deal with that in your mind, right? Because you're clearly aware of what's happening, and there's always like you can respond or you can like understand it and let it go. I'm always intrigued how people approach it because it's like your page, right? So you can either make your whole page about responding to that, or you can make your page about like your own joy and creativity and kind of ignore, which I personally think, I've been thinking about this a lot, is a form of resistance too, of like just ignoring people is like really a way to just like, I'm happy for you, but I'm not doing that. But I'd love to know like how you think through that when you see those comments.
I would say 99 times out of 100, I'm like, okay, we're letting this go. Like, this is not coming from a place of anger like I maybe initially feel like it is when I first read the comment. But every once in a blue moon, I'm just like, oh, and that's a reply video. There it is. We're making one. I recently talked about foraging and its intersection with Black history, and how foraging was like very deliberately taken from the Black community as a means to kind of keep us attached to plantations as sharecroppers. That's an entire different TED Talk. And one person was just like, this has nothing to do with race. And I was like, ooh, honey, you just got yourself a front row ticket to the Alexis sings to you about why everything is secretly about race.
That's good. Sometimes you got to take the opening for an education situation. Sometimes, if you feel like it. My new thing is like you have to feel like it. This idea of like you must be an activist is like, no, it's too much pressure.
It's exhausting. It's way too much pressure. And with that video, I was like, I am giving you the benefit of the doubt that you honestly are coming from a place of not knowing and not coming from a place of malice. So I'm like, I'm going to lay it out for the folks that do want to know, and they'll take whatever knowledge they want to from this, and then we'll all just collectively move on. And next week, I will be eating magnolia buds off of trees. And that's that.
Hashtag cottagecore, dried flowers, and next time I'll be happier. But that's actually such a good thing that I love about TikTok is that you can still have that conversation with the features in the platform, right? If you think about reply to comment with video, that's like truly like a big deal in the world of entertainment platforms and really moving your message along, because you are allowed, I think at least, instead of kind of typing away, you're allowed to express it in a video format, and you can even make it educational, entertaining. You can do a combo, or you can be serious about it. And I think it's really cool that you're able to use those features. This is me gassing up TikTok. I work there, so people are like, okay, cool, sir. But anyone else, like, what's your experience as a Black creator? How do you navigate this creative space?
I'll take a stab. So I'm petty, so I do respond to a lot of the hate comments, and probably because I just recently found my voice. For the longest time, I would shrink myself to make other people feel comfortable. Before I was a real estate agent, I was in the military, and it was predominantly male, predominantly white, and I was always told I was too much of this, Too much of that, too loud, too this. I would be passionate about something and I would be called angry all the time. So I just learned how to shrink myself to make myself smaller to fit in. I don't do that anymore. So anybody who comes to my page when I feel like it, I will gladly either use it as an education tool or to just be petty and read them like they should be read. Because I've also learned how to very politely tell somebody to F themselves with a smile on my face. So, and then I think that a lot of different Black creators, especially Black female creators, will experience this in particular. I've also learned recently to be very confident in myself, right? I know my job. I know what I'm doing. I know it. I don't speak on anything that I do not know. And I will have random people, random white men usually, coming in my comments telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, even though I'm speaking of something that is very Googleable. And they do that, I believe, simply because I'm a Black woman, or tell me that I'm too much, or that I'm arrogant simply because I say that I'm good at my job. So that's something that I feel like I have to deal with constantly. I think we all have to deal with constantly. I don't respond to every single negative comment, but I do feel like it's my right to. I'm not gonna take the high road. I don't have to take the high road. I'm gonna take the low road sometimes, okay? So
when they go high, I saw a video on TikTok. When they go high, we go high. When they go low, we go high. So it's like I've been going high for a little bit too long. They're like, sometimes you need to go low. But I feel like you just said a sermon that's really inspirational, but you get to be you and you get to stand your ground, and sometimes you can respond. Sometimes you can be a little petty. I think as long as it's within, again, I must say, the confines of the community guidelines, like do your thing. And I'm all for it. And I think I must shout out, there's also a way to protect your space, right? Sometimes you want to respond, but there's a lot of features that I don't know if you'll use them. I'm a firm believer in all those safety tools, the blocking, the keyword filtering, all of that, because it's your space, like it's your creative space. And you never want it to be too much where some of the feedback kind of hinders your creativity. But thank you, Quinn, for that. I'm inspired to respond to some people that have been coming at me, moving a little bit mad. And then Christine, what's it like for you in your
it's a unique space because I know Black women have been curvy since the beginning of time. And I think that it can be really argued that Black women founded the body positivity movement because we were so proud of our bodies. However, I think as plus size has become much more mainstream, we've kind of been forgotten in those conversations, and we haven't necessarily been seen as the real advocates that push this movement forward. And so I think that as a Black creator, especially one of a certain size, I think it's just my duty to continue to show up for us and continue to show that our bodies are completely normal and that there is nothing wrong with us being of a certain size, being larger, being more curvier. And so I think that as Black creators in general, we just want to be heard. We want to be understood. We want to showcase that we have different facets of our lives, that we are not all the same. And I think that all of the TikTok Trailblazers on this panel, as well as on the full list, just have such unique characteristics that I think it's so important to show that we are, as a culture, are completely different and unique.
That's incredible. The TikTok team, we're really happy to hear that because that list is really, nominated by the Black TikTok community. And also, it was a testament to what you just said, that there's so many different ways to be creative and have your own lanes and your own niche. And I'll come to Taylor in a little bit. We have an audience question from the audience. It's from Ben, who wants to know from everyone, based on what Christine just said, how can I stand out or find my own niche or niche? You can say niche or niche depending on where you come from in the world. People don't know that, so I just have to say it. Just have to put it out there before people come at me. How did you guys find your lane? Because I think a lot of people are now like, I want to join TikTok. What should I do? Is always a question.
For me, honestly, whenever I first started out on TikTok, I knew it was important to have my thing, but I also knew that in the very beginning, I wasn't going to know it immediately. So it's really a matter of having a jack of all trades kind of thing in the beginning. and seeing what works and what doesn't work for you. So no matter what, it's going to be trial and error for a while. I'd say just be patient with trying new things and trying a lot of other things, and you will know whenever you make a video and you post it and something is just going to click. And you're going to be like, oh, this is what I really want to focus on. So just keep going, keep creating, keep being creative in all sorts of avenues until you find the thing that clicks for you.
Love that.
And if I could just piggyback off of what you said, I think all of us kind of started TikTok a certain way, and then we found that what we're doing the most of is what we're the most passionate about. And I think that that's not a coincidence. I think you have to choose something that you're really passionate and that you about and you really love. And video is so transparent that people can feel your energy through videos, and they can feel like what you really care about. So I think that that's first and foremost, to just choose a topic or a niche, whatever, that you really love, because people are going to be able to see that.
People can tell.
They really can.
People
like,
can tell.
It'll feel different. Like you'll do it and you'll be like, oh, I enjoyed making that piece of content. I'm already thinking about the next version of this that I want to do. And that's what, I mean, that was the light bulb for me, was making that, like, let's go shopping around the neighborhood. And suddenly I was like, oh my God, I posted this and I already have 5 ideas for what I want to do next. Like, it'll come so naturally once you stumble upon it.
That's a major key. Let me say this for those watching. I think a lot of times people base their joy, and let me know if I'm getting too deep, y'all. People base their joy in just the feedback from other people, right? About, like, is this video good? There's like an inner knowing and like inner compass of your own, like what Alexis just said, like, you enjoyed that. Like, you enjoyed making it. That's like truly the joy of creation, where it's not about did I go mega viral, baby viral, as Alexis said, or like a few views, or did I get the likes I wanted or engagement, which is all important because it's all part of, especially if you're doing this as a full-time creator, but like where you're finding your own joy. Because to really be successful at this game, it's like a long-term thing, and you have to feel good about it too. But I just want to drop that little word in case anyone felt it, but that's what I was getting from you.
I felt it.
Yeah, I received that.
Definitely agree.
Taylor, just to make sure we don't miss you, what's your experience been as a Black creator? You're so forward with your content, right? It's really about a lot of it is about Black history. You also do fashion and fun and dance, but what's it like, being in that lane so prominently?
Being a Black creator on TikTok, I think the first thing that comes to mind is having a community. There are a lot of Black creators on TikTok, and we just have made it so that if one of us gets hurt by a hate comment, we have somebody within our circle to go to and have them encourage us and remind us that we're worth it. And I think that's been the number one thing that has affected me, is the strong sense of community between Black creators. We're always there to hype up each other in our videos, share our videos, and tell us, how valuable we are. I think that is something I enjoy the most on TikTok.
Nice. On that note, before we get into a few questions, I always like to ask this question because I'm all about, you got to put people on. If you were to say one Black creator that other people should follow, that you follow, who would you shout out and why?
Just one?
Just one. We got some questions to get to. We got to make sure we hit them all. Just one.
I would say add Miss Daily Frost. Mm-hmm. There may be an underscore in there, but she was one of the first people to duet one of my videos when I joined TikTok. She used my idea and she gave me credit, which is very important. But also she does these hilarious videos where she tries these crazy food concoctions that people have either recommended or that have become a TikTok trend. And, she just tells it like it is. And I think that is so... She just has such a genuine personality that I think she would be a great person to follow.
Amazing. Who else? Taylor.
I'd have to say Dante Colley. I think his username is like Dante and then Colley, and he just makes positivity videos and dance videos, but they're like really creative. He uses like emojis and he like changes the color of his outfits while he's like hyping you up. And every time I see one of his videos, I just feel like I'm the queen of the world after every single one. That's who I say.
It's such high energy. It's like you just feel better every time.
Yeah.
Alexis.
Ooh, yeah. Dante was a great one. Watching his videos feels like a meditation. Like you walk away from it and you're like, I'm 10 pounds lighter. And I didn't even know that I needed it. Oh man. For me, I already shouted out Lady Azamina 1, but I'm going to shout her out again because she's so good at making relatable content. She made one video that was just like about being an 11-year-old at the mall, pretending that you were going to get discovered, like always going out of your way to look better than you thought you needed to on the off chance that like a musical was going to unfold and someone was going to discover you at limited 2. I just dated myself and like whisk you away into a world of fame. And I was like, how dare you zero in on very real thoughts that have gone through my head before. So I went to her page and that's everything that she does.
So good. I've seen a bunch of those videos. I'm like, why are you in my brain? I don't like this.
We're all the same.
We're all the same. Yeah. Quinn, who would you put on that other people may not know?
Tanika B. I love her videos. She also does like fashion videos. She's beautiful. She has a beautiful soul. And then we talked outside of like TikTok, and I think she's just an amazing human being. So you guys should really go follow her.
I love that. I love that. We have some questions for the audience, and there's a lot of people at different stages in their creator journey, and they want to know any advice for folks just starting out on TikTok, which very broad question, but when I think about it, it can be scary, right? Like where to start. And I know, Taylor, you mentioned when we're speaking about how to find a niche or niche, that you should try a lot of things. But any other tips you would give for someone, if I was to open the app today, I want to be Quen or Taylor or Christine or Alexis, where do I begin?
I could say be yourself. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go.
Yeah, just be yourself. That's all that you can do is be yourself. Because TikTok, the platform of TikTok is all about authenticity in my opinion. Like it's not the other ones. We have to be polished. I can literally pick up the phone right now and do a TikTok. And as long as I'm talking about something that I'm passionate about, that is really something in my life, I think that people will understand that, people will relate to it, and people will love it. So first things first, always be yourself. Always. That is the only way to be. And then your people will come and find you. Your people will see you on the For You page and they will follow you. They will come to you, but only if you are yourself.
Okay, I know we're coming up on time, but I want to just dig into that one because it's such an important piece, like that key of authenticity. But I think it's a word that's been so used. Now people kind of like perform, be themselves. It's like you're kind of doing authenticity. How do you break out of your own like mind? Like how do you break out of your own kind of barrier that you put about like what authenticity means? So I think a lot of people want to, but then they still are performing it. Let me know if I'm crazy. That's what I'm seeing.
I so want to answer this question. Oh my
Go for
goodness.
it.
This summer, so I do like encouragement videos, and I was doing them so much to the point this summer where it felt like I was doing like a character of myself rather than actually letting the words flow. And it became really forced. And literally over the course of months, I had to learn that in order to bring authenticity, like you said, Kutsi, you can't perform it. You have to be willing to have the strength to be vulnerable and mess up and stutter and possibly say something that won't reach somebody. It just has to be completely you. So whenever you're standing in front of that lens and you feel like all tensed up and scared because you're like, oh, I have to do this or else people won't accept me, you have to take a deep breath and value your vulnerability in that moment more than a character that you put on. because that character is shielding you. If you take away that character and all you present is you, then you don't have anything to fear anymore, because only you're out there. And yeah, you're most important.
Now that's a word right there for the people that want to do. Because you can only like be a character for so long. You know, I have one last question before we wrap up is maybe two, but I'll do one. What was something you saw on TikTok that really moved you or inspired you? What's been like so wild? You're like, this I've never seen this before.
That's a good question.
It's hard.
I know it's hard to narrow down just one moment, but I think that the story aspect of TikTok, where people just kind of let you into their world a little bit, and you get to see a perspective that not a lot of people have seen. They may not have grown up around that person. And I think it's just much more powerful than pictures, you being actually able to see someone's life and being able to relate to them in a way that you never thought you could, because you don't live that life and you haven't experienced that in your own. I think that that's really powerful. I don't think that I can narrow down just like one video that I've seen that kind of embrace that, but I think those are the ones that hit me the hardest when they show up in my For You page and I'm just like, wow, it just takes you back, and you know, I save it and I and I watch it again later, but I think those story times are really valuable.
Oh man, going along with what you're saying, like the first time that I came across one of the Korean vegans videos, Joanne is so good about like combating this kind of toxic positivity, this like feeling that as a creator, you have to be like 100% positive all the time. You know, you have to hide anything negative that's going on behind the scenes. She just faces that so head on and will be like, yes, I'm going to teach you how to make a scallion pancake today, but I'm also going to talk to you about like my divorce, my mental health, my relationship with my parents. Like for me, that was the moment when I found her over the summer when I was just like, yo, TikTok is different, guys.
Right.
Like this is so much deeper. This is so much less superficial than just sharing a pretty and edited photo of yourself. Elsewhere, people are pulling away layers of themselves. And that was the first time that I was like, oh my gosh, do you mean that if I send vulnerability out into the world, I will like receive it back from people? That's
absolutely
wild.
Absolutely, it's kind of wild. You're right, you can just be your actual full self, the creative self and the vulnerable self. I know we're out of time. But this is really important. We're about to wrap. I want you each to go around and say, because I'm all about manifestation and vision, and people are watching. So tell us one dream project that you would love to do, like really quick, really short. Send it out into the universe as Black Trailblazers. What would you love to bring into the world as a dream project? We'll start with Christine.
Oh gosh. Okay. For me, I have my own plus size clothing line, Kim by Christine, shameless plug. And so I would love just for that to become in major retailers, in a department store. I would love for it to grow into really a safe haven for plus size women to be able to find clothes without having to shop online, and to really be able to go into a store, find their size, find something they love and feel good in, and walk out. So that would be my dream.
That's dope. We're putting it out there. Alexis, what you got?
Oh my gosh, my absolute dream is a TV show that is Bill Nye the Science Guy meets like diners, drive-ins, and dives, but with foraging. I just want to be able to travel and see all of my friends who forage in other places around the world and go out into the woods with them and then come home to our kitchens and make like beautiful, attainable, accessible meals. Because food sovereignty is so important to me. And there's like so much food history even that we're at risk of losing. So to get some sort of long form, like, here are my TikToks, and also here is this show and a tiny animated me singing songs on the ukulele, gathering invasive species. That's the dream.
I love it. I've got working titles. We can talk offline. Foraging the world, foraging your neighborhood, foraging the destination foraged. I'm working on it. Quen, what was your dream? And then we have to wrap.
Okay. My big dream right now, because, we're always getting new ones. My big dream right now is to have a TV show as well. I would love something on like HGTV to represent young Black people. I feel like there's not enough hosts on HGTV that look like me, or, Real Housewives as well. If Andy Cohen wants to bring a Real Housewives franchise to Austin, I'm all about it. So I'm putting it out there, Andy Cohen.
No, put it out there. Put it out there. Your time is now. I can see you killing that HGTV show. And last but not least, Taylor Cassidy, your dream?
My dream and goal, as in it's going to happen someday, is a Black culture podcast. I would love to have a podcast talking to guests who are like shaking up whatever industry they're in, to like give like some kind of guide to the next generation. That is something that I really want to do. Love podcasts in general. I want my own.
And you will have it. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to Quen, Christine, Alexis, and Taylor. This was an incredible conversation. Thank you for blazing trails. And I hope you all are leaving feeling a little bit more inspired about how to blaze your own trail, be your authentic selves, know how to just get started on TikTok, also know how to, take that journey to the next level. And we'll be hoping that we'll work together to make all of these creators' dreams come true, because like Taylor said, they're not just dreams, they can be goals, and they will happen. So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have enjoy the rest of VidCon now for Black History Month.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.